Welcome to Frida Miletsky Healing Arts. I'm your host, Frida, and I am the healing artist. Oh my goodness, friends. So today is try 3 for the podcast. This time I'm trying it on my new computer, which has like a FaceTime iMovie situation going on. So I might be able to do the audio recording and the video recording, not through Zoom. Each time we're getting a little bit better, yes? So I wanted to talk to you about just disappointment and moving through the world as a human being. It can be often so frustrating navigating life. I am a 1-3 profile in human design, and what that means, do you know about human design? Is that new to you? It's sort of like a system, if you will, on like how to live one's life, how to operate one's body based on a whole bunch of things. It's like the I Ching and astrology and your birth chart and the times and the planets and where they were and all of the things. It's just a lot of stuff altogether. It's super wacky goofy, and I've learned a lot from it, and it's been incredibly helpful in my life. So in the human design system, I am a projector. So we're guides. We're not particularly here to do a job outside of leading the people. It's not the easiest to do because America isn't set up for projectors to succeed. But basically, for us to do life, we're just supposed to be busy doing us. We shine our lights, we're out there, we're doing us. And then when people see us, if they like what we're up to, they're like, oh, hey, let me go learn more about that person over there. That's sort of how we exist. We're here to lead communities, companies. We're guides. Anyway, and then I'm a 1-3 profile on top of that. And what is that? That's the investigator martyr. So the investigator side of things are like deep diving, ultimate lifelong quest for knowledge. That's definitely me. And then the martyr part is learning through experience. Again, really, really me. When I was in event planning, it was amazing because I had 20 years or at least 15 years where I had at my disposal this huge workshop, giant warehouse full of all sorts of tools and arts, all sorts of things, and I always had at my disposal all of the things to play with in order to muddle through life and experience trial and error and find out what worked. And I was paid to do it while I was doing it. So this last period of time here, the last 5 years, I haven't had that sort of safety and security behind me while I muddle through life and figure things out. But at the same time, I have an amazing husband who's letting me do so. But yeah, I am the queen of learning through experience. I fail constantly and consistently, but I'm also not afraid to fall down and get up. Fall down and get up over and over and over again. My willingness to try is an 11. I am resilient and gritty, and I have so much tenacity. I am willing to try and fail over and over and over again. Every single challenge I have is an opportunity for growth, and I believe that through my core. And that's one of the reasons why I know I am successful and why I will be successful moving forward as well. It's just because success is inevitable. I never stop trying. Always going to figure it out. Also, if you ever want to know what not to do, I'm a great person to ask. Because, honey, I've tried it all. So, why am I sharing this? My first podcast episode, I posted it, I listened to it, I moved into fear. My second podcast episode, I was addressing the fear, but somehow I did not get the microphone plugged into the computer so that it was talking to the right place to like sound okay. So I listened to that after uploading it. It sounded okay when I edited it, but it was like the audio wasn't great. So then I went through the process of being pretty disappointed that I whiffed it. I also decided to leave it. Because, again, it's like modeling, this is the healing journey. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. I didn't die. Everything's okay. We're moving forward. This is life, yeah? I want to be a teacher. I want to lead people in meditation. I'm a human that makes mistakes. It is so incredibly important for me to show you that because that's honest. So I'm leaving it. Anyway, but day 3, I'm getting back on the wagon. Last night, my husband and I were on the phone with Apple for an hour and a half trying to figure out how to make this computer accept the new business email and accept so that I could have an Apple podcast and so that I could get this computer signed up with the microphone and the FaceTime and the thing. Blah, 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 blah. This is a test to see if that was a success. Let's find out. So, it's not the morning. It's later in the day. My husband guided me through a list of things that I was going to do in order to connect the microphone to the computer to the FaceTime to do the things. We're doing it. 3rd time's a charm. Fingers are crossed. Maybe this will work. All right, so let's see. Human design, 1-3 profile, investigator, martyr. I wanted to tell you about how my day has been going today. Because again, I'm a really super spiritual person. Yep. I just did dead air because I don't even know what to say. I am super spiritual and I am still a bloody person. And I want to tell you how I move through difficulty, hardship, and stuff that comes up. That's what this is all about. It's about teaching through my life. So originally I thought I was going to be telling you stories and then showing you how I move through it. But we're just going to do real-time stuff because that's actually what's happening right now. Anyway, so I woke up. I made a mistake. I looked at the news. I normally do not look at the news. Actually, rewind. I woke up. I'm a very early morning person. Usually I get up in the 5 o'clock arena. That's my sweet spot. I go to bed at 9 o'clock. Anyway, I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning and it's so cold in the Bay that I was snuggled into bed and I was like, oh, it's so cozy. Let me just actually stay a little longer. And I ended up sleeping until 7 a.m., which would be very late. And it's also really squeezed down the amount of time that I have for my private house time alone in the morning because my husband gets the evenings and I get the mornings. So now I wake up, and normally my tradition is I'll make myself 1 cup of coffee. I drink it, and then I sit in my meditation. I sit in meditation for 1 hour. Then I pull some oracle cards and sort of decide what my day is going to look like, journal about it, make notes. Today I'm teaching a class tonight. I teach a full moon women's circle, and it happens to be the full moon, and that's tonight. So I would, normally I would have made some notes on that. That's not what I did. I got my coffee, and all of a sudden, oh, it's 7 o'clock. I'm already normally all of these things would have already happened at this point. Sitting there drinking the coffee, and just swiping on my phone and looked at the Google News side of things, and saw some information about the current political situation that just made me, I don't know if spiral is the right word, but I went, oh, okay, so we're going that way. Okay. Yesterday, I had talked about fear, right? What Marie Mandicherry calls false evidence appearing real. in prior meditations I've sat in, I'm intuitive, so I'll get hits on things that are coming, and I'll have made notes on them or whatever in the future. And one of the things that I can really see in our future, if this, then that, if things go in a certain way, is if we are not particularly prepared for another sort of illness-style situation to come to us, then we will have another sort of people getting very, very sick, and the people not in place to help with people getting very sick. And that could come with food that hasn't been checked super great, and now people are sick from food, or people are sick from a certain kind of flu or a disease or something like that. I'm not trying to freak you out. I'm just saying that that's something that very much has come up for me in the past of like, yeah, if this, then that. Anyway, saw some news that made me go, oh, okay, cool. So, Ebola could possibly happen here. That's going to be kind of interesting. Gosh, I wonder what we're going to do with that. Oh, God, you guys. Anyway, I saw that. It does not serve me to move into fear. Looking at the news, seeing the news, it does not serve me first thing in the morning. And I'm like, shame on me. I want to smack myself on the back of the hand. I'm like, damn it, Frida, why did you do that? However, I did. So I kind of moved a little bit into like, ugh. So I didn't sit in my full, long meditation. My husband woke up. I shared some of my fears with him. I love yoga. I love going to yoga. I'm going to go to yoga and pull myself out of myself. Well, I was talking to my husband a little bit too long, and now I'm a little bit late. So I'm racing to yoga, which I always think is very, very funny to me. I'm racing to meditate at yoga class and move my body in a meditative way. It's silly. So as I'm driving, I was saying to myself over and over again on repeat, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. All is exactly as it should be. Everything's going to be fine. You're going to be fine, sweetheart. You're doing great. I'm repeating this as I drive to yoga. Trying to stay, determinedly positive. Get to yoga. The little card reader machine that you just slide your card at the athletic club is out. So I have to sign the paper. Well, there's a woman ahead of me to sign the paper, and she's holding the pen, standing in front of the sign-up sheet. And she wants to have a lengthy conversation with the woman at the desk. And now I'm a minute late. So I said, oh, can I just sign up after? And the answer to that was no. I needed to sign in now. Well, the woman that was holding the pen was very put out that she had to sign very quickly and hand the pen off. She was, and now I feel, oh, darn, I've inconvenienced this lady. What else can I do wrong today, yeah? So that's immediately what comes up. Ugh. Sign in. Now I'm 3 minutes late to yoga. Yoga starts promptly at 10:30, and the first 5 minutes are meditation, where the teacher leads a guided meditation. So again, trying to be courteous and not, oh God, how could I possibly interfere with anyone else's experience? This is me. This is just a Frida thing. I stand at the back of the room for several minutes, just while that portion of the class finishes, so that I can go put my mat down and exist with the rest of the students, because I didn't want to interfere that or make noise. Now, I am silly in this way. This is something that I just want to call out for myself, because there were several other humans that came in during this time and are loud as heck sitting their yoga stuff up. So what is in it in me that's heaven forbid I inconvenience anyone else while they're in their meditation stage? This is something that I need to sit with, address for me. But anyway, I waited. So then I squeezed myself in between some people who probably wish I had come to the class earlier so that I could have a more uniform space between people. But I got myself in there, and I wasn't going to touch them but by inches. It was close. It was a close squeeze. I was late. Anyway, that first 20 minutes of yoga, I was just telling myself over and over again that I was going to be okay. I was like, honey, I love you. You were a little late this morning. You looked at the news. Everything's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. No one's dying, Frida. You're okay. So just repeating to myself and then forgiving myself. Frida, I forgive you for being 3 minutes late to yoga class. I'm laughing because it sounds ridiculous, but this is the process of, I'm explaining. This is life. Because I could be grumpy, I could be irritable, I could be upset, I could have not gone to yoga at all, which would have been a punishment to me, right? So I could have raced in my car and had a traffic accident. You know, like there's ways that it's just sort of like that I'm sharing that being on the healing journey and tools that I've learned, it's sort of just like, this is what I'm trying to share in my story with you. I hope that's coming across. Again, it's podcast 3. What kind of accountability am I holding myself to? I'm trying to A, sound like myself, which is just like the normal person, and not sound so incredibly serious, which I thought the first one did. Also, I did not open the Akashic Records or meditate before coming in here. I'm talking to you as a friend right now, like human to human. I'm just talking to you as a person. So maybe there's that. I'm not in the records of the All That Is. I'm not in the records of this podcast. Maybe I should have opened them, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway, it's too late. So I get through yoga. It takes me like 20 minutes to like forgive myself for being late. I had little tears streaming out of the corners of my eyes. That's how ridiculous I am, or silly it is. Like that's how much I was like, oh, you know, how could I do this? How could I inconvenience others? Anyway, so I've forgiven myself. I've relaxed into the practice. We're there. It's an hour. It's over. I was like, I'm actually going to treat myself to a little swim. It is cold as heck outside. But the reason that we're part of this athletic club is because I love to swim. It is like my favorite thing in the entire world. So it's like, I'm just going to do a quick swim, right? So I sat in the steam room to heat my body up before I go outside to the pool to like do the swimming. I only swam for 15 minutes. Those entire 15 minutes, I was ruminating on the fact that I was late to yoga. Y'all, it is a journey. I'm laughing because as I tell you, it is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's like, oh my God. Anyway, it is so easy for me to forgive others. So easy. I can see the good in everyone. I can see the good in people that most people cannot. There's something there in everyone. There's something. And I can't forgive myself for 3 minutes late to a yoga class. So I'm swimming and I'm working on it. God, universe, source, please come in and help me transmute this energy out of my body. Really breathing through it, finding it, moving this energy. Still trying to shake it off. And I have just been telling myself, it's like, the middle of the afternoon. I've been telling myself all day, Frida, I love you. I love you, honey. You're having a bit of a hard day today, aren't you? Well, I love you, sweetheart. How can we change our vibration? How can we elevate and shake this off? Because I am really excited about teaching the circle tonight, the Full Moon Women's Circle. Teaching is one of my favorite things in the entire world. It lights up my board completely. I love moving energy in larger groups of people. That is my absolute favorite thing in the entire world. I love working one-on-one too, sure, that is great. But being in a room, like my energy, my body vibrates and just like light just shoots through me and I can feel it just like zzz. It is electric and exciting, and I have all these different temperature changes in my body and weird stuff happens to it and I'm moving around, and that lights up my boards. It is my favorite place to exist, is moving energy with large groups of humans. Anyway, I wanted to tell you this story, and I wanted to try this form of media the new way, and we're going to see how this turns out. Because again, we are learning together as this goes along. And if you're still around and interested in hanging out, that's awesome. Oh, you guys, I'm going to leave it here and tell you that I love you. God, universe, source loves you. Creation loves you. You are magnificent and amazing, and keep getting up and keep trying and keep sharing love with yourself. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day.